Hi, Axe. Good morning. Good morning. I was just sitting here, so I thought I'd come live a little early. Good morning. Good morning. Happy book club Saturday. We're here to read, talk, not to read. We've already read it. Read, talk, not to read. We've already read it. Talk about the last Cuentista. Ooh, well, good evening then. Did you is it pre-dinner or? Hi, Sandra. Really, my question is, what did you have for dinner? Ooh, okay. Hi, Nikki.
Hello.
I was asking Axe what they had for dinner. Hi, Sandra. I hope you are
Oh
doing
yeah,
well,
because it's
Sandra.
it's nighttime for Axe, isn't it? Oh
Yes,
yeah, 6 p.m.
they said it was 6 o'clock, so I was like,
That's evening.
you know, I like my food. I am so excited. First of all, this book is fun. Did you finish it, Nikki?
I did, and I'm obsessed with it. I well, I'll wait until more people are here so we can talk about it. But yeah, it really had some nostalgia for me when it wrapped. But
Yay! Well, good. Hi, Heidi. Welcome, everybody. I know I came on early. Ooh, that sounds amazing. I had Arabic spinach soup with basmati, and I have.
basmati.
Mm,
Ooh.
you know what I want to get?
Mm.
Today I want to make tomato soup with like homemade tomato soup. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna make fresh bread and do like grilled cheese sandwiches.
I love that you do fresh bread. Like, I'm
Oh my
so
god.
jealous of that.
I do it all summer.
I have tried and tried and tried to do bread, and it never, I don't know, it just never rises right, and it ends up more like naan than actual bread.
Oh no. You're gonna come over and we'll make bread one day. And it's really
That sounds
easy.
amazing.
Yeah, it's super easy. Okay, so Nikki, I called you yesterday. Literally, we went to Field Note.
I know. Yesterday was like wrap up of the school year activities for my
Oh
kids. So
yeah.
I had like three things for Griffin, and then Drake had his like after school theater awards.
Did he
That
win?
he did. He got two certificates and a trophy.
Yay!
Yeah, so for like he got a trophy for best crew for
Aww.
it was called a night in a night in the rose, a night in the oh he hurt me. I think it's a night in the rose is what it was called. And it was like fairy tales come to life kind of thing. So
That's awesome.
kind of like Enchanted. But he made like the suit of armor and like did the quick changes and stuff and yeah. So
That's awesome. If you're coming in, we are about to discuss the last Cuentista.
Cuentista.
So I can't wait to talk about it. So okay, so this was my like little 411 before we get started. So I bought something on sale at Field Note, so we had to go pick it up because I was like, why am I paying $10 for shipping when I could just go get it?
Right, yeah.
So then I talked to the guy because I'm a subscriber
Mm-hmm.
too, so I get the subscription.
Yeah.
So they first of all, when you go, they give you like a free notebook, and then they date it, and they like
That's
give you.
cute.
And that's so cute, and it's called a
That's
guest
cute.
pass. And so I talked to him about the paper, and they said they improved their paper for fountain pens. But he did. Hi, Molly. Hi, Jen. But they did say that like some ink is not great. Some ink is just not great with it. And like Rob has we gave him the broad Milo pen,
Yeah,
and that bled through
that blood. Okay.
because it's a broad with he has the color version, which is a juicy ink.
Yes, it is.
But my Field Notes, which of course I don't have one that I've been writing in right next to me. Well, you've seen them, Nikki. They don't.
Yeah,
No,
your subscription ones are really good. Yeah.
they are about as bad as a Hobonichi. They're about as bad as a Tomo River paper. So if you bleed through a Tomo River paper, then you're not gonna like it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I'm okay with ghosting. Like I've always been okay with ghosting. I just don't want bleed through because then you can't write on the other side.
So I asked him if he would
Ooh.
come on a video and do so I've reached out to their publicity people, and we're gonna do a little video talking about it, and I want you to be there because I was like, I'm trying to convince my friend that, and I did. I was like the whole thing. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Axe, I can give you.
Jen,
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I was
Homemade
beat
kebab. Oh
last
my
night.
God, yes.
Jen called me or texted me last night. She's like, "Hey, are you home?" I was like, "Well, we're leaving the theater now, and then when I get home, I'll message you." And then I got home, I crashed. I died.
I get it.
I was
So-
so tired.
All right, it is 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. It is 11:01, and it is 3:30 in the morning. Welcome to Chicago. What I want you to do is I want you to put one word to describe The Last Cuentista. If you read it, great. If you only read part of it, you could still participate. I am not going to do. There's only one spoiler that I have to talk about because I have to talk about it because it's the greatest thing, a twist in the book, and I will talk about it. But I won't spoil anything else. But what I want you to do is put one word that describes this book.
That's
Mine is legendary. You're still reading it, Audrey, no problem. But what do you think?
Yeah.
What's a word so far?
So mine's. I am gonna say nostalgic, but there's a reason for that outside of the book. I mean, the book also applies to nostalgia a little bit in the storytelling, so I guess that still works.
All right, so y'all are thinking. So I'm gonna give you some thought process time in the morning.
Heartbreaking, Deblisa, yes, that's true.
Hi, Ms. Evie. So if you just joined us, I'm asking everyone to put one word in the chat to describe what you think the book is. I said legendary. Nikki said nostalgic. Deblista said heartbreaking. I'm just curious. I think this is such a surprise.
It is. Well, and that's something I wanted
Okay.
to talk about because I think a lot of people don't give books like this enough credit because they're middle grade YA. There's some amazing reads in that
Oh,
category.
yeah,
And
that genre is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sacrifices. I mean, I love this book. I think this book is like a more interesting version of a lot of dystopian novels that we have kids read. I think it is the untapped genre of literature, which is why I wanted to make sure we covered, like every month we're going to cover a different genre. Every month we're going to cover something different. Raw. I love that.
Raw is a good one.
I think that this is one of those books that you just have to just try. And if it's not your thing, totally valid. Totally valid.
Well, and it's kind of like what you were just saying. It's like this is similar to other ones that we as here in America anyway, I don't know about overseas, have kids read, because the reason it's very nostalgic for me is it reminded me so much of when I read The Giver in middle school.
I think this is a much better. I like this book better than The Giver.
It is better than The Giver. I will say that, which is hard for me to say because The Giver is the book I attribute to my love of reading. Like when someone says like what book, is the one that like triggered you to want to read, it's The Giver, because it literally, I was in class crying my eyes out at the end. Like it did not care that every kid in the class was like, "Are you insane?" And I'm like bawling because so for me to say that it's better than The Giver is
Kiana, is that how you say your
praise.
name? Kiana? I agree. I love the idea of a Cuentista. I love that it is rooted in something so special and something so specific. I just look, I read the cover and I was like, well, that's caught my interest. And then I was like,
well, the cover's gorgeous. It was funny because after I got
this is the American cover for those of you who who might have a different cover.
But it was funny because I got it from the library, and I was like over halfway through, and I'm like, I want to own this. I need a copy of this for me because I wanted to highlight, I wanted to make notes, and so I'm like, I need to own this one. So I had to go to my B&N didn't have it. I had to go to a local BAM, which is I don't know if I can say that one or not. But books
something about millions.
Yeah. I had to go there, and I had like 3 people helping me because they had it shelved under Barba instead of Higuera. And So it took us like forever because they said they had some in stock, but like we could not find it. And then we found it under B. But like all three of them were like, I'm putting this in my cart to buy. This looks so interesting. And I was raving about it to them. And so yeah.
I have the Spanish version as well. The Spanish version is at least the one which I don't have it next to me. The Spanish version is really pretty. It's actually like a pretty book. It's a similar cover, but the way they've set up the inside of the book, it's slightly different. And I'm sure the author it was important to her to make sure that.
Yeah, I totally want to go back and get the second book now because they had it there too, and I didn't pick it up, and now I want to so bad. Alebrijes.
So I wouldn't call it like they're not like.
They're not true sequels.
It's in the same world.
Same world, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ava, you have it.
Did you love it, Ava? So okay, so now I want you to put a word in. Now I want you to put on 1 through 4, 1 through 4. 4 being your like best book, great read. 1 being like, not my thing. I want you to put like your rating of the book.
So I usually rate on a 5-star system.
I know. I'm trying to make it simple.
I know.
No halves either. Yeah.
That's hard. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a full 4. Now because you said I can't go halvesies because I did give it a 4.5 on my 5-star system, but just because I think there was some writing things that could have been better. But
1 through 4. 1 through 4.
But 1 through 4, if I say 1 through 4, I'll give it a 4 because of the story.
All right, Jen. Leave it to Jen.
Leave it to Jen. She found that loophole.
Yeah, I think it's a really great, fun read, especially when you think about like this is the kind of book that's going into our schools, right? Like this is the kind of book that teachers are using to tell stories. And one thing I really love, and then we'll actually get to talking about the book, was that this is an American story and it celebrates heritage and like this. Yeah, I was looking for the word. And it's important to me. So I work at a high school in Chicago. And I just went to our ethnic fest and I was scared. I was scared because anytime you show ethnic fest on something, it makes me nervous. I'm like, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. We had 30 groups of kids perform music, dance from their culture. And the school cheered for them.
That's amazing.
I could cry right now. It was the coolest thing. And so books like this, experiences like that show that like celebrating who we are in all of the shades of who we are can be done in an authentic and celebratory way where it just makes us better. And when I see those things that are authentic and feel real, it kind of just is my jam. Just because we're all so different, right?
Well, and I love that. So not too long ago, I'd honestly say there's still some of it lingering there. It felt like kids, and I hate grouping them like that, but true. Kids in school environment were very harsh on culture, very bullying and things like that. But it feels like there's been a shift lately. Like I hear it from you and I hear it from other teacher friends of mine that kids are starting to becoming a little more understanding, a little more accepting of different cultures, different views, different, look at even the emphasis on pronouns and things like that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I love that that's the direction that a lot of our young kids go. Are there other issues? Sure. But yeah.
Hi, everybody who just came in.
Hi.
The one I'm going to say, so my school has been specifically targeted by ICE in a unique way because of the diversity of the neighborhood that I live in and the school. And so just to see this was like it was special. It was just a really special thing to see kids. But it made me think of this book specifically in that like this book is talking about. I mean, the premise, for those of you who have not read it or have not gotten very far, is that Halley's Comet is coming to destroy the Earth, and they picked select people to go to a new planet called Sagan, which I love, is inspired by Carl Sagan. Love that connection. That was like a big landmine that I went down with my students because they have no idea who Carl Sagan is, and like I
was
grew up
going
with
to ask
that.
you that. I was actually going to ask
No
you
idea.
that. I was like, did they know? Did
Not a
they get that
clue.
connection at all?
No, we had to do like a whole lesson about Carl Sagan and like who he was and why the author thought to name him and it would name this planet. And so they go on this ship, and it's oh my gosh, what is her name?
Which one?
The main character.
Oh,
Eva?
why are you're making me space? Ugh.
Oh, Petra, that's right. I'm like,
Petra.
wait, what's her name? What's her
I
name?
was like, her
forgot.
last name's Pena. I know her last name's Pena.
And her family, her brother and her parents, are picked because her parents are scientists. So they get on this ship and they're put in this hibernation state.
Yeah.
And that's when the book got amazing.
That was the first turn that I went, we're going that route. Okay. Like,
And then my first actual, like, some of this conversation might be triggering for people about memory. So if you, I just want to I like to do a little bit of that. So we're not, you're not blindsided. But so then she goes into this sleep thing and you think it doesn't work. And I just remember being like, oh my God, that's my worst nightmare. Yes. And the way they were separated was like kind of shocking, right? I was like, why?
it was jarring. It was, I fully thought this was not going to be that story. And it was dystopian, but I tried to not dig into it too much because I wanted to, it's so well known that I didn't want anything spoiled for me. So I didn't do a lot of digging beforehand. So I totally thought it was going to be like, oh, it's going to be a girl finding her way in this weird environment. And then that happened. And I was like, oh,
this
okay.
book's turns are what make this the most fun to teach with kids, or you just even talk about, because you're like, oh my God,
brother. Yeah, Lisa Marie, her brother.
they have no idea what's about to happen. So then she wakes up and everything is different. Everything is different because the world has decided that they want to forget.
Well, not really the world. The
world of the ship.
Yeah. What are they called?
The fascist regime. I can't remember their names because
the collective.
the collective. Yeah, the collective
Yeah.
basically takes over. They're a cult. They're like a fascist regime, and they take over and they wipe everyone's memory.
Hannah, yes. When she found the empty pods, my heart broke a little bit. I was like, ugh.
So I wanted to take a step to the side for a minute when we got to this and talk about, so is it better to wipe away the past and forget it and move on? Or is it better to remember? And that was like my journal prompt for you guys. So I wanted you to take a minute and be like, because sometimes it's so nice to just be like, I wish I could just forget. I wish I could just move on. I wish I could just forget.
Well, and it brings up an interesting topic because something I was looking at after I finished the book was because I was so reminded of The Giver and of, and even like 1984, like where in those books where they kind of say, this is for the better. And there's never really a moment. Maybe at the end, the collective is like, they're the bad guy. But I'm like, do you honestly feel they're doing it in a malicious way? Like like
in the book?
The whole ride, I'm sitting here going, they think they're right. They think that this is the right thing to do.
Okay, so I want to pause for 1 minute.
Yeah.
I want you to write, what do you think is better?
Yeah. Okay.
You remember... Sorry. Oh no! Look. This book is hard to slow down a little, but So I want you to take out. Okay, so I got my.
It's a ride. It's
This
a ride.
is my like book club book now, and I want you to take a minute. I wrote on my page. I want you because we're journalers, right? We're all nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to. Is it better to remember, or is it better to forget? What do you think? So I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. I promise there was going to be no worksheets, so this is no worksheet.
Is it bad that I kind of want a worksheet? Sometimes
Yes.
I
I mean,
what
I
your
can give you a
worksheets are.
I actually, the really funny part about this is I have taught this to kids. So I have hosts of worksheets.
I know, and but it's like part of me is like I want to see the worksheet.
Mhm. The worksheet is good, except it's standards aligned. So you'd all be like, oh, I don't need to get text evidence and page numbers. What are you talking about?
Right.
You all crack me up. I don't want a worksheet.
And see, it's such an easy topic to go. It is easier to forget, Lisa Marie, but is it important to remember? Is the stronger question, I think. It's very glass half full, glass half empty kind of conversation, I feel like. It could go either way because it really depends on what memory you're thinking of. Like when Jason asked this question, are you thinking of something you regret that you wish you could forget, a big mistake or something like that it would be easier to forget than to hang on to? Or are you thinking about like the day your child was born and, or like, a memory that it's so part of who you are that, it's important to remember those things. And especially this book takes it to a cultural level, right? Which I love because it's something even deeper that we don't tend to think about. We tend to think about the things we want to forget, or the regrets or changes we wish we could make in our lives. But to think about, my great grandmother's tamale recipe. Do I want to see that lost to the ether?
Okay,
No.
I just want to take a minute. I want to take this out of Nikki's head and I want to put it
Sorry.
right here as a thing we're going to come back to at the end.
Sorry.
Nope, that's good. I want to come back to that at the end because I think that if you're starting a new civilization, one of the ideas that does sound great is we could end all of and to Nikki's point a little bit earlier, we can end all the like artificial constructs of like race and class. Those are all artificial man-made things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so they try it, right? To end the conflict so that we can have a more utopian world. Like I get the urge that that's a great theory, but it is through conflict that we grow. And so I love that book really wrestles with those ideas of who are we and what happens when we forget. So I want to go to like the next part of the book, which I think is fascinating. So she is the only one. She's the only one on the ship that the like memory wiping didn't work. And I love how the author sets this up, right? So like the sleep thing doesn't work for her. And so she kind of comes in and out of consciousness a little bit at the beginning. And when she like wakes up, she's like, why don't people remember? She finds out her parents were purged,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they were killed because they tried to resist the collective. And we don't know how, and her brother's gone. So we assume he's purged as well. And so her next sort of step of survival is to do what?
Pretend
And tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stories that because she starts to meet all these other kids and she's given like a Greek alphabet, right? Isn't she like Omega or I don't remember what her...
Yeah.
like Epsilon 5.
Yeah, because there's Epsilon and all
Zeta.
that.
Well,
which is interesting because those are just
LA
numbers, so they gave them numbers.
I think that's I don't think you have to quantify that opinion. I think that's very astute because I think that's kind of the point of the book, right? Like, I think you're right. But I think that everyone is playing playing into it, right? Because what are you going to do? And it is the stories that she starts to tell the other kids that unlock it, right? That give them permission to remember. Even at the end, doesn't even Voxy remember?
Yeah.
Like, story. So you're I think that's very astute. I think that's right on. I mean, I think that's what makes this book so fascinating.
Yeah, at least Marie Zeta, because Javier was Epsilon.
Zeta,
Yeah.
So I did not read this book exclusively again because I've read it 5 times. So I didn't read it just yesterday. So I just kind of went through and like refreshed myself what happened.
I'm bad with names. I remember descriptions. I remember faces. I'm bad with names. So.
Yeah, exactly, Ale. Exactly. And I just think this is such an interesting... I think this is such an interesting twist, right? That she uses story to help the kids all feel safe. And she uses her grandmother's stories. And I think it's fascinating that the stories are what calm the kids, right? Help them feel safe. And it's the stories that are lost in the collective that are as fascinating. Who was the leader of the collective? I don't remember her name.
No.
Yeah, Greek letters.
No, Nova was the...
Anyway, that relationship that she starts having with that woman is fascinating too. And Voxy, the whole thing, all of those twists are fascinating. And then she starts working. They get to Sagan, or they get to a planet where there are other, words are hard. Like where there's already people who've already gotten there, and they are not part of the collective.
Yeah, they get to that settlement.
Yeah, the settlement. That's the word. And they like start exploring the planet, right? They're like doing all of this work, and she's with Epsilon 5, who is an old man, right? That whole twist was my favorite part of this book. This is the spoiler that, like, what did you think when you found out who Epsilon 5 was? Because I taught this 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 classes, and every time they freak out. Like they like freak out, they jump around. They're like, what? Right?
Yeah.
It is my favorite twist of the book.
I cannot find it. Is it
Yes, Ale.
Nyla? No.
It all made sense, right? See,
Yes,
hi, Luis. It made me too. It made me want to know Javier's story.
I want to know his story.
And agreed. I hope that Ava, do you know what the 3rd book is? Is it Javier's story?
It comes out soon. I think it comes out this summer.
Yeah, she just said it comes out like next month.
Oh, does it? Okay.
That's
cool.
what Ava said earlier. Yeah. I'm Kira. We're gonna
Luis. Yeah, when Petra realizes Lisa Marie, that's when I gasped. I like totally was like, oh.
Ale, me too. That is what I thought. Like he has been alone. And he's old. Like he's like 40. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
I'm kidding. Well, when you teach kids,
oh, I know they think that's
elderly man.
I know. I'm ancient to my kids and their friends.
Okay, Fire Snake is the new book.
I haven't looked into it at all.
Okay, I'm literally looking at it now. Fire Snake. Book synopsis.
Audrey, yeah, he's joking because I'm going to be 40 this year. That's why he picked that number.
Oh yeah, and I'm 23, so 40's old. Will she? So this book is not Javier's journey. So we get to make it up. We get to make up Javier's journey. But I think
part of me likes and hates, because I would like to think that, yes, he was so alone and had to be terrified when you think about how young he was, because he's her little brother, you know? So it's like, God, to think about it. But like, he had to have some good moments, right? Like, you know, you want to imagine he had some good moments, but just, ugh.
But I think he just has that redemption at the end, which I just think is, I mean, not even redemption, like more just like a hero moment where you're just like, that's what a brother would do. That's what a brother would do. For me, that whole relationship made this book even, that's what pushed it to like 4 for me.
Yeah.
Right? It's that whole, the whole theme that story, identity, and that telling our stories can save us. Right? LA meet like Me Too. I just think that, I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted us to read this book for book club is because it really ties into like this community of journaling and stories and like
memory keeping.
Memory keeping. Like, what happens when we lose our memory? What do we lose? Like, and what did Javier lose? Because Javier lost a ton.
He lost everything. Like, I mean,
I really wanted to know, did Javier get to see his parents?
I don't know. Part of me wonders.
LA, we're on the same train.
Yeah. Part of me wonders, were they not purged? Like, they just die of old age.
Well, we know that they were purged because they fought back.
Yeah, I know. But that's also what she was told, right? Like, maybe that's not. So I don't know. I'm all conspiracy theory now.
Well, I'm going to connect this to the last book we read, The Correspondent. And I really like that both of these books are talking about having a witness and like what it means to witness and to testify. And I know that those are like, you know, in The Correspondent, they're like literally talking about the idea that like she writes letters and talks and tries to connect with people who, because she had trouble with, you know, like her ex-husband and that witness of the child dying.
Yeah. Lisa Marie, I was actually thinking about that a little bit ago too. I couldn't remember who that was. I need to go back and look at that. That's why I bought a physical copy, because I wanted to go back and read it and mark it up, because it just, there were so many little, like, now when I think about it, there were so many little like hints and
there are little, you know, Easter eggs and little nuggets of trail all the way through this book, even to the conversation that she has with her grandmother at the beginning of the book.
Yes.
Like that conversation. So, because what I did with my students is we go back and we read that first chapter after it's done, and you're like, oh my God. Yeah, I just think it's so my question is, you are going on a ship. This is my activity for us. We are getting on the ship because as memory keepers, we are asked to go. Okay, that's our scenario. You get to pick one book, you get to pick one song, and you get to pick one recipe.
Ooh. What
do you have to take? What do you take? And so now I'm going to give you, and what we're going to do is I'm going to give everybody about 5 minutes. And I want you to you can draw it. So like if you want to draw a suitcase with a book, and I know, but this is the thing. This is the capsule. This is our legacy, right? If we're going to this is what we have to pass on. And so what I'd love to give everybody, you have to get on. You are required. So let's, and I
wouldn't get on.
I'm like, nope, you got to get on.
That's her loophole. She's like, I'm not getting on board.
So I want you. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to journal about it, and then I want you. If I'm going to ask people to come up and to share the song,
Oof.
the book, and the recipe. And it can be personal. It can be like my grandma made this thing, or it can be like my culture, right? Like I'm gonna pick Madonna's Vogue because that's gay, right?
Okay.
I mean, that might be the song I picked.
No, it was just how like flat you said that. It was funny. That's
I mean, all right. So,
not because it's good or cultural or anything. No, just okay.
well, but
No, I get it. I'm just
those are the
way you said it was
ideas.
funny.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna. So all right,
See,
you can't talk.
well, but we also can't be silent the whole time either.
We can be silent.
But no, we could get restricted.
Oh no. I mean, I'm always mumbling, so we'll be fine.
Fair.
But I think that I think the book is sort of easy for me.
The song is hard for me.
And the food is the hardest one.
I already know.
I go, which grandma do I pick?
I already know mine. Although my grandma's made it easy. Even my mom's mom would have told you that she can't cook for beans. So
Oh, there you go.
Hmm. I think I know what song I would pick, but I don't know if it would make sense if you didn't have the memories behind it.
But that might be okay because the song is to connect to memory. So, right? Maybe or maybe not. Okay, we have like 3 more minutes left.
Night Wish. Audrey, I'm gonna have to look up that song.
Oh, maybe I put a playlist together and I'll include it when I do the
YT.
Song, recipe, and book or story. Like it could be a story about your family that you tell, or it could be like a book. And you can just write it in your journal, or you can, and I would encourage you in your journal, like if you're done on your page, to like talk more about the book if you don't. Like what did you think? We talked about the word, we talked about the rating, because sometimes it's fun. In my reading journal, I like to go back and be like, what did I think? And like some books I'll reread. Like if I hated it, I might reread it and be like, well, I hate that book. That was so good. Or sometimes I'm like, why did I like that book? It was so dumb. Because mood changes or we change.
Well, that's like I've always been afraid to go back and reread The Giver because it was so formational in who I am that I'm like, I'm terrified to reread that book.
You should have your kids read both books and see which one they like better.
Yeah. I kind of want to. I'm hoping Drake is finally getting to the point where he's getting more into reading.
He might like this book though.
Yeah, no, he would like this one, I think.
And the audiobook is great. It's the same woman who reads a book called The Summer of the Mariposas. Great. If the book is part of the series, then pick the book in the series that you think is pivotal that you want to you know what I mean? Like if you're reading Harry Potter, then pick the book that, it might be The Prisoner of Azkaban. Doesn't have to be the first one.
Goblet of Fire. That's where everything turns in the story, I think. But anyway.
I think Order of the Phoenix was my favorite book, though, to read.
Order of the Phoenix was the best written, I think.
All right. If you are just joining us, we are talking about the YA novel, The Last Cuentista. And we have been taking a minute to journal about the book in our journal. And the prompt was, if you had to get on a ship because Earth was ending and you could only bring one book, one story, and one recipe, what would you bring? I'm gonna give us like 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna ask for people to request to come up and share what they would like to, what they would do, and then I can share mine at the end, or I can do it first, whatever you guys want. I'll do it last because yours are gonna be more interesting than mine. I also think this is a really hard decision, in part because I think it would change every day. I think if I did this tomorrow, I'd pick 3 totally different things.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like what my brain is thinking about.
I don't know that the recipe or the song would change. The book would change for me, or the story. That would change.
Hi, Eric. How are you? We're having book club. We're talking about Eric, you would like this book, actually.
Oh.
The Last Cuentista. Good.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss Veronica. Oh, no worries, Miss Veronica. We were just talking about The Last Cuentista, and Jason just gave us a wonderful prompt on if you had to leave and, leave the planet, and you could only take one book, one song, and one recipe with you. Everything else would be forgotten. What would you take?
I'll even add one more to get us thinking. What's one picture what's the one photo? You can only bring one picture. What picture would you bring?
Ugh.
It is hard, but this is the book. I mean, she had to go through this.
Mm-hmm.
But also think about it in the context of the book. Like, what story, how are you going to keep memory alive? Like, what is the thing that you would that's not a colored pencil. When you're colorblind and you pick the wrong pencil to color your notebook. How would you save the stories of your family, right? Like, what stories do you want to tell? Like, how do we keep, right? That was, so Ms. Veronica, what I always do with my students is we go back and read the first chapter, right? And we talk about the stories. Yeah, they wipe it all away. They want nothing to remain. And then, the next like level of conversation that you could have with this is really like, could this happen today? All right, Lisa Marie, I'm going to have you come up first. Hi.
Hello, I've got my 3, but then you added in another one, so...
Yeah.
I did, that's okay, you can just do the 3. I just think the picture's like it's a scarier decision, right?
It is a scarier decision.
It is, it's harder. Okay, the food would be gumbo.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because the seafood, it almost like it tells a story of, I feel like, ancestry, and you can thicken it up with rice and the crab and, the roux to get it that dark color. I think it just really, it speaks to me. Okay.
That's a very good pick, because gumbo is so cultural, and there's even, I've heard of recipes that have stories you tell, and that's the recipe.
100%.
I love that.
So much.
Hold on, I'm gonna say this. If you guys want to come up, just request, and then I'll pick you. And as you guys, like in order, I'll just have you come up after someone shares. So gumbo, I love that.
Okay.
Is there a particular kind of gumbo? Like, is it a specific gumbo?
Kind of. I mean, my family is more Creole, Louisiana, that kind. You're using sausage, or you're just grabbing flavor from everything. Like, it's almost like you can't even write it down.
Yes,
you do it from taste, and you just have to watch. I had to watch my mother make it, my grandmother make it.
Yep.
It's an essence,
Totally. Yes, I love that.
Very much so.
And those are kind of the recipes you can't write down. You have to watch. You have to be in the kitchen and cutting all the things to go into it. So, Okay, now the song. Oh, I hope you guys resonate with the song. Maze Before I Let Go with Al Jarreau.
Oh,
100%. It's like the epitome Black family reunion song that everybody goes, oh, and
yes.
everybody
Mm-hmm.
gets up on the dance floor. And it's almost just like everybody moves in one voice. I feel like that is just the epitome. I
I
mean,
love it.
oh, it's like the cookout times 10.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
And then the book, I don't know, this may be I'm too touchy feely, whatever, but the Celestine Prophecy. And I've given
Oh,
this to you before,
Oh,
Jason, and I don't know if you've looked, but just the how you get energy from nature and you can
yeah.
get renewed and um I don't know. I think there's so many facets of life, and I feel like that one really just kind of speaks to. It's not really. It's spiritual. It's
mm-hmm.
Well, and it's a phenomenal pick, especially when you think about in the context of the book. I mean, you're going into outer
Mm-hmm.
yes,
space. When are you going to be around nature again?
That's really a good.
yes.
These are great
So it's
picks.
like,
I love these.
yeah.
So I mean, it was hard because like, oh, there's so many other books, but that one I needed that nature element that almost, you don't have to call it God. It could be more spiritual. I think it's just,
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say collective, but you know what I mean?
Especially in terms of
it,
this book.
it kind of, you
The
don't have to
connection, the
name that
connecting of,
entity, right?
yep,
It's just
Yes.
kind of
the communal.
the
Yep,
Yes.
mother, the whatever, you
yep.
can give it any name you want. But yeah, and then I didn't think about the other one because Jason, you threw other things in it, but
I know. I'm
that,
sorry. I'm sorry. I did add the picture. I did.
yeah,
But
I
that's
mean,
like if
I
you
don't,
were done already, like what's another thing that would I think be really challenging?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, almost, I have this 70s picture of my mom, dad, and me and my brother. My dad had an afro. I had the part in the middle of my head. Kind of like this was my family unit. This is what, I mean, we weren't the Huxtables, but we also weren't good times. I think it was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
I love that.
Just those
Like,
as landmarks is fantastic.
I
right.
totally get it though. I totally get
I
it.
do too. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's like, yep, I
I
got you.
mean, my parents were definitely like, college wasn't a choice. Like, this is the next step.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
I mean, my father was, get this, he was the dishwasher in the kitchen and he worked his way all the way up to being the chief operating officer for that hospital. I mean,
Amazing.
Wow.
hello,
That's
right?
so
Like,
cool.
of the same hospital. I mean,
I love
that's,
it.
I remember my dad going to college. So those are the,
I mean, that's the
being 8
example
years
of
old.
that's like the quintessential American story,
It
right?
is.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
And so
Well,
that's how I would encompass it.
I
So
love it. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, we got a couple more
thanks.
people. So I'm going to have Jen was next, and then let's see who else. Jen was next, and then Miss Evie, and then it looks like Sammy Joe. So I'm going to have Jen come up.
Hello.
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 All right, Jen. What were your picks?
So Lisa Marie set a high bar.
I
Yeah.
know that was really good.
I know,
I
so
mean,
high.
way to
I,
slay. And real quick, I
yeah.
know that a few people have been coming in. So we have been reading The Last Cuentista and the book. I asked the prompt to, if you had to get on a ship and you could only bring one book, one song, and one recipe, what were they? And Jen, what were yours?
Yeah, so I was ready to run away, but I decided to stay and be brave. For the recipe, it would be my grandmother's Sunday gravy and meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
I come from an Italian Catholic family. For the book, it would be, and I've probably talked about this previously, but Anne of Green Gables, because my grandmother actually was a native Italian speaker and had trouble reading, and so I used to read it to her. And then song I really struggled with, but I actually I decided to land on a song that was symbolic, which was Hallelujah in 4-part harmony, because
Ooh.
it symbolizes community.
I love it. Which
It'll-
Hallelujah?
Oh dear.
The
I
like
was being-
classical, is it Mozart?
Yeah, like a classical. Yeah, you could do the Mozart. There's quite a few different where you've seen like different 4-part harmonies.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be just like the Leonard Cohen one. So that's why.
Yeah. But like it only works if everybody is on the same page.
Yeah.
And coming in and playing their role. So it was more symbolic.
I love it. Excellent. That was fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Jen.
Thank you.
All right. Now we have Ms. Evie coming up. Hi, Ms. Evie.
Hello.
Jen, you can stay,
Hello.
or if you want to
Can
drop
you hear
off your
me?
pen, no problem.
Yep, we've got you, Miss Evie.
Okay. Do we do video or no?
You can,
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you do that?
You
If
just
you
wait,
tap
I
on
see it.
you and then
Okay, I
tap
see it. Oh,
Yeah.
hi, you guys. Can you see me? Oh, wait. Did I do
There
it?
you are.
All
Yeah,
right,
you
I
can.
did it. Okay. This was super hard.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to put myself in the position I'm going to be on this ship and I'm going to miss Earth and my family, like the character, right? And so the book I decided on Ulysses by James Joyce.
Oh.
Because, it's Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey. It's off of that. And it's an ordinary man's journey. And it really has like this X-ray vision of humanity and just the ordinary person, which, of course, the people selected on the ship are not ordinary, but, we want to remember.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, the food was super hard because I have so many influences in my family, but I decided to be practical. And so I decided to go with beef empanadas the Argentinian way.
Ooh.
Because it's very easy to hold in your hands, if you're a spacer. And it's delicious and savory and nutritious.
I love it.
And homey, and it smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the song, I decided to pick a song that's comforting. When times are tough, which I think as spacers, we're going to go through some tough times, right? So I love Broadway, so I chose Seasons of Love from Rent.
Oh, I love
That's a good
it.
pick.
And then the photo, I decided if I got to look at this photo every day and I'm going to be missing Earth, what do I want to see? And I decided it's a picture of my family in the ocean in Maine.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
That's a great
That-
pick.
That book was so touching.
It's such a great book, isn't it?
Yeah. Just
Audrey,
to think,
thank you so
have
much
your-
for joining us and sharing in the chat, Audrey. And thank you, Ms. Evie. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to bring up Kiana. Come on. Here we go. Hi.
Hey there. I think I'm gonna turn on my
Great. Wonderful. Hi.
Hey, okay,
How are
$1
you?
million question. How do you say your name?
It's Cayena.
Guyana.
Diana.
So-
Okay.
Cayena is the way we say hibiscus in Venezuela. So I have a hibiscus flower as my picture,
Yes.
and the name is Cayena. My name is Martha, by the way,
Oh, hi, Martha.
but I go by Cayena here on TikTok.
I love it. All right, so
So-
tell us what your choices would be.
All right. So my book would be 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez,
Ooh.
just because he paints such a picture of life here on Earth that I would say, okay, if I'm somewhere else, I'm just going to want to recreate that and remember it and, kind of go back through all those generations of families and the magical realism that, you have flying carpets and stuff like that. So it's just like a little bit of everything. So I think I would find something new every time I read it,
I love it.
For my song, I chose Blackbird by the Beatles. That's just a song that relaxes me at the same time as it being an activist song. It's just kind of, all encompassing. So I kind of like that too.
You'd love.
For food, I chose my grandma's hallacas, which is a Venezuelan meal made at Christmas time. And usually it involves the entire family for a couple of days. They're like tamales, like Mexican tamales,
Yeah.
but they have like chicken and garbanzos and olives and all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God, that
And
sounds
you
There's
amazing.
just kind
somewhere
of make
between
it,
there's somewhere between like a hand pie empanada and a tamale, and they're amazing
yeah,
because it's got so much more depth to it, I think, than a classic Mexican tamale. So yeah.
yeah. And so the whole family just kind of does like a, like an assembly line, and you make like 200 of them to share with your neighbors and friends, and you put them over a giant pot on a fire outside, and
Mm.
they cook all day
Oh my
long, and
God,
they
I
just
want one
eat them all through
now.
Christmas.
Literally, all this food is
So
making me hungry. I'm like,
I
oh
I
my
know. I was
know,
like,
God.
oh, now I'm hungry.
I know all that gumbo talk. I'm like, maybe I'll make some
I
gumbo
Even
know, I
tonight.
know. These
gumbo.
Marie's started killing us, and then every one of you got made me work. I'm like, oh, now I need to eat something.
Yes. And the picture, I would say about a year ago, I have a brother and a sister and my parents, and all us kids have kids now. So it's a picture of my parents, their kids, and all their grandkids. And it's just so special because we live in different parts of the world. So getting together, isn't every day, isn't every holiday. So it's just very special. So just having a picture of that and seeing where two people from different countries met, fell in love, got married, overcame 1,000, cultural obstacles. And then now they have their, every family now, every kid has their own little pod now.
That's
So
so cool.
that just kind of, it makes you reflect when you look at the picture. So my parents are celebrating 50 years of marriage this year. And
Yay!
Whoa. Congrats.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
so we're getting that picture framed for them.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic. Well, thank you so much
All
for
right.
sharing, and it was so nice to see you.
Yes, it
So
was
nice to
nice to
meet
see
you
you.
guys too. Bye.
All right, Nikki, it's up to you, and unless we have anybody else who wants to share.
I can share until someone decides if they want to hop up. So I already spoiled the food tamale, my grandma's tamale recipe. It was my great grandmother's tamale recipe, but my grandma's tamale recipe for sure. She makes the masa by hand, so it's like a 3-day
Mm.
affair, and me and my cousin sat down with her a while ago, and we're like, okay, we're gonna take you shopping. We're gonna buy exactly what, because she didn't have it written down anywhere. So it was really a muscle memory recipe for her. So like, and then I was writing down everything. We were measuring out like the seasoning and the stuff like that. So that one for sure. The song I landed on "We Didn't Start the Fire" because
Because it has everything that's ever
it has
happened to
everything in
humanity in
it.
it.
Well, because that was my biggest thing is like
I love it.
if we are gonna lose the memories, but the song jogs the memories. That song talks on all the things that I never want to see repeated, and it's like, so that's why I was like, okay,
Love
that's
it.
the song I'm going to go with then, because it's like, those are all important things that I just never want it to be repeated. The book was the hard one because my gut said The Giver instantly, because
Mm.
that one it was so formational in me, but it isn't for everyone. And then I started thinking about like classics that just really hit the message for me on like battling the darkness and always coming out the other side, and standing your ground and all that stuff. And I landed on Tolkien's Return of the King
Okay.
because it's the one that where like all this hard adventure and everything is wrapped up, and in the darkest moments you've got Sam, you've got Aragorn, you've got all of them just coming to like, we may go down with the ship, but we're still gonna do this. So I was like,
I
that's the
love it.
message I want to continue, as because I think that's what's beautiful about us as humans is that we persevere. So
What I love is what I love about this is that you see how everybody thinks differently.
yeah.
Like everybody's thought process is different. What is important to everybody is different.
Mhm.
So I love these kind of exercises because it really gets you to think about if we are the storyteller, what story do we want to bring with us?
Yeah.
And so mine are there's a memoir that came out in the early 90s about the AIDS crisis, and it was by an author named Paul Monette, and it's called Becoming a Man, and that was the book that I picked so that we never forget all of those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also a really good book. And then the song, I wanted to pick a song by Sondheim because I
Ooh.
was like, I'm not sure if people will even know that. And so it was either going to be something from West Side Story, like I think Somewhere is the song that I would pick from West Side Story because it's such
Yeah.
like kind of a perfect a moment. And then the food, I actually thought this is like the kind of closest thing to nostalgia that I got. I picked tater tot hot dish because I thought, you know what? No one else is gonna pick that.
It's true.
No one
No,
else.
I thought about it's not a great recipe, but my brain did go to my mom's goulash recipe because
Yep.
and you know it's her Polish goulash recipe, and it's not the best. I as a kid I hated it, but there's something about it that's nostalgic. So it's
I mean,
but
I
yeah,
love tater tot hot
grandma's
dish.
Smelly's one.
I love it. It tastes delicious, but it's also not like it's not nothing special. And I love. Thank you, Ale, for sharing what you would put
Yes.
around the world in 80 days. I love that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to. I wrote that song down
Pescador,
too. I'm gonna look that one up too.
We
Mhm.
will have a really amazing mix of food and cultures, which is I think kind of the point of memories. Because for me, food tells a story.
Yeah.
And I mean, nothing is more banal than tater tot hot dish, and yet it is indicative of people poor
Midwestern.
Midwestern
Throw it in a
without access to
casserole
fresh
dish.
ingredients.
Yep.
You can't just slip. You got to get on that ship. So our time for book club is coming to an end, and so we wanted to announce our next book. And to clarify, in June, we're going to put out a call for other ideas for genres. I know we have a horror and we have a mystery like lined up, and so we just got to decide kind of when those happen. But I've been talking, a lot of people have requested classics. And there's one author that I keep talking about, and so we just decided to go for it. And so we are going to do James Baldwin's Go Tell It on a Mountain. And we are going to use this to connect. What I love about James Baldwin, one, he's, I think, maybe the greatest writer of the 19th century. Like, he is brilliant. I've never read Go Tell It on the Mountain, so I have not read this one, so I'm excited. And what he does so beautifully is talk about his identities. So he is very intersectional. So it's very gay and very black. And I think that he is, I think in honor of the fact that it's Pride and it is Juneteenth, I think this is a great book, and I love that I kind of love the intersectionality of June is also kind of represented in this book.
Yep.
Without being like heavy-handed or
no, and I think it's a really great classic.
Plus he's the GOAT. Like, I gotta tell you, if you've read Giovanni's Room, you're like, well, now I understand why he is the most brilliant author. So I'm so excited to read this book. We are going to read it on June. We're gonna have our meet. There'll be one. I think there'll be one meeting. If you guys
it's not too long, so we
if
don't
you
have
want,
to chop it.
if you want, first of all, we have a chat. If you want to join the TikTok little group chat, you can let us. Nikki, can they let you know?
Yes, yeah. Let me know. I can add you to the chat, so you can chat all month if you want. We just
And also
no spoilers in there.
We could if you want to request an earlier check-in, we can do that. I kind of find that the book, when we do 2 meetings, I don't know that it's particularly valuable.
And I'll add you.
Only because I'm not sure that but what we could do is we could do a check-in We could do a check-in. What I like about this book too is I'm sure that there are PDF copies online for you to get if you do not live in the United
There is.
States.
I will also say I was looking at it because I was trying to. At one point, Kindle had a classics. You could get a classic once a month for free, and this was on their list. So if you haven't already checked out a classic on your Kindle Unlimited or your KU subscription, you can get this one for free. So there is that. Gigi. Oh, and Gigi. Meditation's a good choice for a book. I didn't think about that. But I will
So
add you too.
yeah, so what I want you guys to do is if you want to do a check, I'm happy to do like a check-in meetup. Like we could just do a Saturday and I'm like, are you guys ready? But I'm not sure that I'd talk about the book.
Yeah.
So
So the June one is going to be June 20th,
yep,
and we're going to do 10 a.m. Central.
we are going to do 10 a.m. because I just it's a little more chill.
Well, and not just that, but like I know I was sitting all morning going, I don't want to do anything and then be late or be out and about like I was with correspondence. So I kind of felt stuck. So I think 10 is a better idea. So we're going to do 10 Central, June 20th.
Especially in the summer.
Especially in the summer when you have plans and stuff like that. So Jason will do a event so you can add it to your like reminders and stuff like that. And then also check out Jason's YT because we are posting our these discussions on there.
Yes. So if like Mimi, you came late, Miss Veronica, you came late. We have Quicksilver and the correspondent book clubs on.
Oh, you do have Quicksilver on there. I knew correspondent was on there. I wasn't sure if you put
I posted both of those. So if you're missing the book clubs, come join the fun. I mean, it's a great way to just like, oh, I missed the first half. What did they talk about? I like to keep these really short and succinct. Like we don't need to belabor the point. Mm-hmm. But I just love being able to talk about books. And my favorite thing is that it encourages us to read books that we might never have read before. And I think that's the most
That's
fun
why I
about
like
book
changing
club.
genres around. It keeps us from being stuck in one spot and exposes us to things we may not have ever read. I've had this sitting on my shelf for a while and never got around to it. And when Jason suggested it, I was like, yes, because I can see it right here where I'm sitting looking at my bookshelf. I was like, yes, let's do it because I've been wanting to read it.
This is his first book. So you understand like why he had to, I think you guys are going to really like it. It's a lot. Yeah. It is not maybe the July book will be a beach read, right? But
I think so. I think we'll need a lighter read after this one. But that's fine.
I think that we wanted a classic, so let's throw this in the mix.
I like it. I'm happy with this pick.
And if you guys have any suggestions or feedback, always, message me and let me know. But I try to keep this like fun and not too like going to school because.
No, I think this. I think I speak for a lot of us in saying we like how you run these, Jason.
Yay! Okay, good.
It feels a little like the school discussion in the best ways because it's more organized than, well, what did you think? Oh, I like that character. I didn't like that character. It's more in depth than that, which I like.
I think if we were in person, it would be a different vibe.
Yeah.
But like,
and I like that
somebody's got to drive the boat
journaling.
online.
Right. Well, and I like that you tie in journaling. So it's always a good discussion. I love being here. I love doing this structure and this mix. And yes, everyone's like, yeah, we love this. We love this thing. So
I feel like on TikTok, we have to, it's more of like, it's more of like getting you to think about the book rather than like having an actual big discussion. Cause if we had 9 people up on a panel, it would actually drive me insane.
It would be chaos too.
So I just wanted to make sure that like you guys could really get something out of the book. And if you're going to spend time and invest your lives in reading a book, I want to have book club be something where you can maybe connect to it or maybe think about it in a different way or like bring something new to the conversation. So I'm glad. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you for sure on the 20th of June to read Go Tell It on the Mountain. If you missed the last Cuentista, this will be posted on YT under the same username, Mr. Smith Journals 312. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm on all 3 of those, so we'll try to be as helpful as possible in getting you information. So we'll see you back for Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Yep. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.
Everyone, I am going to try. I will try. Maybe Nikki can help me do that. I did write some of them down, and we can actually go in the chat. But if you're on YT, it's the whole discussion, and so you'll be able to hear us talking about it. But that's a good idea. I kind of want to do a playlist of everybody's
Playlist
songs.
would be cool.
So I'm going to recommend you do this. If everyone can do this, so we can make a in the I got a call. It is still ringing. It's funny. If you want to share your song, put it in the chat, and then we will do a big. I will do a big playlist, and then I will share that in the group chat so that we can all go to like one listen and have a good time.
Sounds great. All right, I'll add those people to it.
All right,
and have a good day.
Bye, TikTak.
Bye, TikTak.